name is Melissa. Welcome to another virtual beginner full body workout class. We'll start here in just a minute. Welcome if you're joining live, and welcome if you're joining recorded later on in the day or a couple days later. Just a few quick important notes before we get started. If you have any major medical conditions, please make sure that you are cleared for exercise by your physician before beginning this or any type of workout. If you have any sudden chest pain or shortness of breath during this exercise, please stop immediately and call your doctor or 911. I also want to make sure that you pay special attention to your joints during this class, as any workout class. We want to really work on our muscles and feel the exercises in our muscles, not our joints. So if you start feeling pain in your joints, like your knees, your wrists, your shoulder, then stop doing the move that's causing that pain, or transition to a more modified, less intense version of that move. The only piece of equipment that you need for today's workout is a sturdy chair or table. Seems like it's over there. Yeah, chair or table. I have just a small table, like an end table or a coffee table, and that would be the only thing that you need for today. We're not going to be all the way down on the floor. We're going to stay standing or using our chair or table. Someone said something. Oh, someone is watching. Oh, hi. So that's all the announcements I have for today's class. I'm going to get our music started and we'll get going. It's another June gloom day here in Ventura, so we're going to try to get a little bit of those good, happy hormones going with our exercise. Just ignore all of the cat paraphernalia, like the cardboard box, while we're doing this, okay? Here we go. Alrighty, move back up. So we're gonna just start with our warm-up, getting our muscles ready for a more intense exercise. Adjust your shirt, your pants, your shoes. We're starting just with a little march. I think I got all the music today so that you can actually do the exercises on the beat if you want to. I like doing the exercises on the beat. Yeah. So we're just starting out with a little march, getting our blood flowing, warming up, getting those muscles ready. All right, go ahead and stand still, reach overhead, big stretch, then switch. Big stretch. See, I'm still on the music beat. It feels so good. All right, this next move, let's rotate our torso side to side. Gentle with this one, let's slow it down. There we go. Half time with the music if you like. Anyone else musically inclined like me? It just feels good to do it to the beat of music. Yeah. Now we're moving on to the feet, a little foot pedal. I'll show you from the side. Good. So anytime I'm at the gym and the music's playing overhead, or I have my headphones in and it has the beat, I find myself exercising to that beat. I'm like, oh my word, is anyone watching me? Can they tell? I think we're all in our own little world when we exercise. Probably no one notices. Let's go back to our march on the beat if you like. I'm going to try to do that this class on the beat, doing our moves. We'll see. Unless it's too fast, we'll see. Let's do our reaches overhead. Big stretch up and up. Good. Reach up. Waking up our core, our shoulders, our arms. Let's rotate the torso slowly. Slowly, gentle with that spine. Very gentle with that spine. Do you have some water nearby? It's not as hot as it was a couple weeks ago. but you still need water in the exercise. Let's do one more each way. Let's go to our feet now, a little foot pedal. Waking up our ankles, our feet, our calves, our knees. Keep going. Are you feeling a little warmer? A little more awake? 9 o'clock is hopefully late enough that everyone's awake. All right, good. We've made it. Are you warmed up? Let's get going into our exercises. We're going to try to do 5 rounds of 5 exercises. For the first round, we're going to go through a little bit more slowly so that I can explain the proper technique, body positioning. So, our first exercise is actually a new one for us here in this class. I want you to find your chair or your table, and this move is called mountain climber. So hands, you can do it on the floor if you like, but we're doing it here with the chair or table. So hands go onto the table or chair, okay? Hands will be directly below the shoulders, about shoulder width apart. And I want you to think straight line from your head all the way down to your feet. And in this move, so this is our plank move. And for the mountain climber, we're pulling in one knee at a time. Keep that straight line. Straight line all the way from the head to the feet. Core is tight. Whatever speed you want to go at this one, you don't have to go as quickly as I am. And if this is too intense, you can also just hold the plank. Your choice. Let's do just a few more. How about 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and help yourself back up. That was our first move. How was that one? That one was new and interesting, wasn't it? Did you feel in your arms, your core, front of your legs? Let's move on to our next move. A little brain work for this one as well. Feet starting position is about hip width apart. And we're going to lower down into that squat. So I'll show you from this side. Feet hip distance apart. We lower down into that squat. And then we're going to take a big step. And then the second foot comes back to that starting position, about hip distance apart, and then we stand up. So it's down, step, step, and up. Down, step, step, and up. I'll show you from the side. Down, step, step, and up. Every time you stand back up, I want you to think about squeezing your glute muscles. That's your bottom. Squeeze right there. Squeeze your quads as well. Good. Keep going. And up, down, step, step, and up. Remember, return to that hip distance apart stance. Up. Good. For our next round, we'll speed this one up a little bit more. I want to make sure that we get the proper technique for this first round. Let's do one more back. Good. So that is move 2. Moving on now to move 3. We're going to be using our table or chair again. So positioning always hands about shoulder width apart and directly below the shoulders. For this one, I want you to take your feet a little bit wider, okay? So at least hip distance apart. Give us a better base. You can have a little wider if you want. And from here, you're lifting up one hand to tap your shoulder. If this is too difficult, then stay in that plank position. You can feel your core having to work harder every time you take your hand off of the table or chair. Oh, make sure you're alternating your hands too. That's what we're doing here. Every time we change positions by lifting up a hand, our core has to tighten and stabilize. Again, if this is too difficult, just hold the plank or find something that's a little bit higher up. So if you have a kitchen like we do that has tall chairs, use a tall chair or a tall bench or the edge of your, the arm of your couch, something a little bit taller, and that will help decrease the intensity. Do one more on each side. Good. Go ahead and stand up. How'd you do? That was a rough one. All right. Now these next two moves are the same actual two moves we did last week in class, but I actually really, really like them. So I wanted to do them again. Very good for our core. We're doing a lot of upper body today, okay? So we're starting position. Let's see if I can back up a little. Starting position, one hand overhead, and the same leg and arm are going to pull in to the side, okay? We're going to alternate though. So both arms up, and we're working our core here, our obliques. So those are the sides of our abdominal area. So you should feel it right there. You know, I woke up Friday morning last week after we did this in class on Thursday morning, and I was so sore. Sometimes you're surprised by what makes you sore. I was so sore from this. But that's good. That's a good thing. We like being sore. All right, hold it there. Now, a very similar move is our next move. Same position to start. Feet at least hip distance apart for a good base. And we're going to take opposite knee and elbow across, and lift, across, and lift. Try to keep that torso tall. Don't round all the way over. There will be a natural round, of course, in the spine when you pull the knee and elbow together. If you can't touch your knee and elbow together, that's okay. If that's as far as you can get, that's great. We're all at different levels. Challenge yourself wherever you're at. Nice and slow this first round. One more. Good. So that's our entire set of exercises. 5 exercises. That was round 1. We're going to try to do it 4 more times all the way through. A little bit quicker for the next rounds. Adjust your clothes. Here we go. Find your chair or table. We're moving back to those mountain climbers. Remember, tight core. Really tight core. Hands below the shoulders. In and down. In and down. I'm going to try to be on the music beat. We'll see. Pull it in. Pull it in. Can you feel your core working? You should feel your core working. Your arms working. Your quads working. That's the front of your legs. Keep going. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Stand it on up. That gets your heart rate up. We're going on to our legs, our squats. So feet hip distance apart. Here we go. Lower down, lower, step, together, and up. Lower, step, together, and up. When you step together, make sure your feet are still about hip distance apart. Okay? So then you're perfectly set to lower back down. Are you squeezing your glutes? Squeeze. You can take this slower if you want. Totally fine. But if you're like me, it does feel good to do it to the beat of music. Keep going. Down, step, step, and up. Let's do one more time each way. If you're wondering why I have this music, this particular music, good. I don't really like techno-y type of music all that much, but I know that people have issues on these videos on Facebook with them getting kicked off because they're using current music, so I figured maybe with techno I wouldn't get kicked off. That's why, if you're wondering. Let's move to our table or chair. We're doing those shoulder taps. I was trying to give you a little break there before we moved on. So wide your feet for this one. Hands below the shoulders. Touch. Across, touch. Alternate those touches. Remember, if this is too difficult, you can hold the plank here, or you can try a higher table or a higher chair. Is your core tight? Keep it tight. Straight line from your head down to your feet. My table's a little unbalanced here. Can you see it moving every time? All right, hold it there. Bring it to standing. My table is wobbling a little. Moving on now to our standing core moves. Hands overhead. Same side moving for this one, okay? Pull and switch. Pull and switch. There we go. My music ended, but the next one started at the right time. This one's a little faster though. You can take it slower if you want to. Slow is fine. Gives you more time to focus on the muscle work. Let's do one more each side. Good, hold it there. Next move, across the body. Cross. Yeah, I tried to pick as few songs with words in them, just so I wouldn't have a problem. Keep going. Keep going. Twist through that core. Keep it tight. Tight abdominals. We want to protect that spine. Let's do one more on each side. Good, hold it there. How was round two? Grab some water. I have my mug over here. Let's go again. Starting from the very beginning, find your chair or your table. Think tight core. Hands below the shoulders. Straight line from the head all the way down to the feet. Pull in one knee at a time. Pull it in. Try not to let the body sway side to side. Don't let those hips move side to side. Stay centered. Keep that core tight. Muscle control. Stabilizing your body. You can slow this down if you like. Few more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, stand on up. We're moving back to our squats. Gotta adjust my pants. All right, hip distance apart with those feet. Take a breath, here we go. Down, step, together, and lift. Down, step, together, and lift. Slow it down if you need to. Squeeze those glutes every time you stand up. If this hurts your knees, don't lower down quite as far, okay? Still squeeze when you stand back up though. Squeeze whatever level you're at. Squeeze those glutes. Is your core still tight? As we lower down and lean forward slightly, I want your core to tighten up. Let's do one more each way. Last time. Good, hold it there. All right, moving back to our chair or table. We're doing those shoulder taps. I think this is probably the most difficult move of today's class. Maybe you have a different opinion, but I think this one's the most difficult. So remember, wider feet, hands below the shoulders, and let's do it. Touch across and down, cross and down. You may need to take this one a little slower. That's totally fine. Also, try to find yourself a table or chair that's not off balance like mine. It wobbles every time I pick up my hand. I guess that's what you get from IKEA. I think it's probably the person who assembled it, which was me. All right, let's do 2 more. Good, hold it there. It's an old table, it's allowed to be a little bit shaky. All right, we're moving on to now our focus core moves. Hands overhead, Same side coming to meet each other. Let's do it. Crunch and crunch. Really think about those obliques. So the side of your abdominal area. That's what we're working right now. There we go, there's my music. Keep going. Crunch. Crunch. Keep going. Can you feel this in your core? I have a feeling that I will be sore tomorrow. But that's good. That's good. We like that. Let's do 2 more. Good. Hold it there. Shake out your arms if you need to. Get blood back into your hands. Now we're doing across the body. Here we go. Cross and open. Really thinking about that core. Crunch. Crunch. So kind of picture as if you were on the floor, lying on your back, doing some crunches, pulling in the knee. And again, if your elbow and knee don't touch, that's totally fine. Keep going. Let's do 1 more each way. Last one. Hold it there. Good. How was round 3? Grab some water. I've gotten a lot warmer now. Starting over from our very first move. Back to your table or chair. We're doing those mountain climbers. Core tight. Don't let it go yet. Hands below the shoulders. You can have your feet wide if you want for a little better stabilization. Here we go. In, or slow it down if you want, or speed it up if you want. If you want more of a challenge, you can go quicker. I'm fine with that. Hang in there, keep breathing. How do your arms feel? We're working our arms a lot more today than last week. 1 more each side. Hold it there. Oh, we timed it great with that song. We're moving on to our squat pattern now. Starting position, halfway apart. Let's do it down, step, together, lift, step, and lift. There's my music. I forgot that one started with a little bit of mystical sounding stuff. It didn't have a beat. Keep going. Are you still squeezing your glutes? There. Really think about it. Squeeze. Squeeze. Keep going. Even if you're lowering, only partially lay down. Keep squeezing it. Do you feel your quads yet? The front of your legs? Oh my. Keep going. Lift up. Last time. Hold it there. Whew. Shake out those legs. Let's move back to our table now. Hands below the shoulders. We're doing those shoulder taps. If you need your higher chair, higher table, totally fine. Hands below the shoulders. Feet a little wider. You know what? Let me show you from the front this time. How about that? Hopefully my table won't move. I'll go a little further out. Okay, hands below the shoulders, wider feet, and we're tapping and tapping. My table's moving a little. Tight core. Keep it tight. Notice my body is not swaying really, really far from side to side. It's staying pretty centered. That's what I want you to focus on. Keep going. Again, if this is too difficult, just hold the plank. Let's do 2 more. Good. Help yourself up. Put my stool over here. My table, I guess it is. There we go. Back to our focus core moves, hands overhead. We're going to pull down on that left side or the right side. I think it's my left. Pull down. Switch. Switch. Keep going. I think I lost my music beat. There we go. That's better. Keep going. For those of you who it matters for, we've got it. Keep going. Focus on that crunch. Crunch the obliques. Tight core. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Shake those arms out. We're doing the cross body crunch. Really focusing on those abdominal muscles. Here we go. Pull across. Pull. Pull. Tighten up those abdominal muscles. We want to protect the spine on this one. Keep it tight. Don't let that back get involved. Keep it all in the core. Are you breathing? Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Let's do a few more. How about 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. How about one more round? Can you make it? I'm starting to feel sweaty, which is good for us. Very good for us. Find your chair, your table, and we're doing those mountain climbers one last time. For this last round, give it all of your effort, all of your energy. Let's do it. Tight core, hands below the shoulders, straight line, head to feet. Pull it in. Pull it in. Keep those hands below the shoulders. Don't push too far away, okay? Hands below the shoulders. It sometimes does help to have a mirror in front of you when you're exercising. You can make sure that you're doing the proper technique, proper body positioning. I get to watch myself in the camera here, so I can make sure I'm doing it right. That's helpful. Keep going. One more each side. Good, hold it there, stand on up. Whew. I got warm on that set. Let's do our squat pattern, okay? Starting position, feet hip distance apart. Take a breath, here we go. Down, step, together, and lift. Down, step, together, and squeeze. Squeeze. I'm watching my cats through the door, the glass door, chasing each other around in our living room. Keep going. Squeeze. I think they've gotten more used to getting locked out of the kitchen for these classes. Keep going. Core tight. How you doing? Hang in there. Let's do one more set. Take it back. Hold it there. All right, one more time now with our shoulder taps. The hard move. Here we go. Same body position as the mountain climbers. Hands below the shoulders. Core tight. Straight line, head to feet. Take those feet slightly further apart. Let's do it. Tap. Up. And up. Up. And up. Again, if this is too difficult, just hold the plank or use a higher table or chair. That will make it easier if your hands are higher up. Also, if your chair or table is not wobbling. Keep going. Almost there. How about one more each side? Good. Stand on up. We've made it to our last moves. Take a breath. Arms overhead. Whoop. Shake my elbows out. All right, same arm, same leg. Crunch it down. Crunch and switch. Pull down. Pull down. Keep going. Really focusing on those abdominal muscles. Who doesn't want tighter abdominal muscles? I mean, come on. Let's work them. Crunch. Again, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake your arms out one more time. We're going to do across the body. This is our last move. Do your best. Give it your all of your energy. Arms up. Breathe. Let's do it across. There we go. Head away from our beat. Cross. And up. Cross. Whatever speed you're comfortable with. If you need to do this slower, totally fine. I wouldn't recommend doing it much faster than this though. Want to really focus on the muscles. Get the correct movements. Sometimes when we do exercises too fast, they're not as effective for our muscles, or we can injure ourselves. Keep going. How about 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ah, you made it. Did you get sweaty? I started sweating there during that last set especially. So it's time to stretch now. I'm going to change our music to something a little bit less energetic, something a little more calm. There we go. We get to stay standing for these stretches today, as we did last week. We're going to start from the head and move all the way down the body, stretching out everything that we worked, starting with our neck. Always good to stretch out the neck. Whose neck doesn't get tight? Try to be in the middle. There we go. All right, so stretch your head, your neck to one side very gently. Should feel the stretch all the way through the opposite side, down into the shoulder. Now with that hand, give a gentle pull on the head, very slightly, very gentle. We're just deepening the stretch slightly, making it a bit more of a passive stretch for the neck, allowing the arm to do the stretching for us. Good, let that go. And let's switch to our other side. Gentle. You might find that one side is more flexible than the other. I can't stretch this side as far. Feel that stretch all the way through the neck and the shoulder. Take that hand, give it just a little bit of gentle pressure to stretch just slightly more. Keep breathing as well. We worked our muscles, they need oxygen. Keep breathing. And release. Deep breaths. Of course we'll keep breathing, but deep breaths. All right, we're moving on now to our shoulders. Reach one arm across the body, holding it with the other. We're stretching out that deltoid through the back as well. You should feel this stretch all the way around from the upper back through the arm. Nice deep breaths. I think I said this last week, but I really like this song, so I left it here so we can listen to it again. Let's switch. Slowly let go, and the other side, pull across. We worked our shoulder muscles today for sure. When we're doing our chair or table exercises, holding up our body weight in that plank position, we were working our shoulders for sure. Deep breaths. Go ahead and let that go. Now clasp the hands behind the back, and we're going to give the chest a stretch. So we stretched our back, now we're going to open up and stretch our chest. So pull those clasped hands away from the body, as far as you're able, stretching out the entire front of the chest. We worked that as well. Holding ourselves up, we're still working our chest in that position. Most of our muscles here in this stretch are affected by sitting at a computer, hunched over, slouched down. Now we're trying to open up those muscles, get more breath into our lungs. One more deep breath. And let those arms go. Now take one arm overhead. We're going to stretch out our triceps. So those muscles are also working. So you put them back. Those muscles are also working when we're holding ourselves up in that plank position on our chair or table. Gently putting pressure on that elbow with your opposite hand. Pulling a little deeper, let that hand just lie on your back. Or if you can't reach that far, totally fine. Wherever you're comfortable, wherever you feel that stretch. Let's do the other side. Reverse. Pull on that elbow, just gentle pressure. Show you again from the back. Is one side tighter than the other? It always seems to be that way. Keep breathing. We're going to move on to our leg stretches next as our next song starts. I like this song too. It's nice, relaxing. All right, open up those arms. Now we're going to do a hamstring stretch. So we're going to extend one leg forward, pull those toes up, and sit down into it, okay? So you should feel the stretch all the way through the back of the leg, through the calf, all the way down to that heel on the floor. Don't forget to keep your core tight. We're not done with that yet. Gentle stretch. If you need to hold on to a chair, the wall, a table, totally fine. You can also just rest your hands on your opposite leg. Try to avoid putting the pressure on your knees though. Don't put your hands on your knees. Keep your hands on your thighs or just another object. Pull those toes up. You'll feel the stretch deepen through the entire back of the leg. All right, pull it up and let's switch. Other side. Leg out in front. Pull those toes up and sit back. Core is still tight. Hands resting anywhere except on top of those knees. We don't want to put extra pressure down on those knees. Pull the toes up even more to make the stretch deeper, all the way through the back of the leg. This should feel pretty good, by the way. This is always a good one. Everything's always tight in the back of our legs. Let's stand on up now. We're going to do a hip flexor quad stretch, okay? So kind of in our lunge position, which we didn't do today, but we've done a lot in these classes. Both feet on the ground, okay? I'll show you from the front. This is kind of the position we're going for, okay? And then I just want you to sort of lean your hips forward. Just sort of push your pelvis forward slightly. Try to keep your knee behind your toes if possible. Don't let that knee extend too far past your toes. Better for our knees if we keep it behind the toes. You should be feeling the stretch all the way through the front of the leg, through the hip, and all the way down through to the knee. These hip flexors also get very sore from all the sitting that we tend to do at desks and computers. Always good to stretch it out. Also good to help alleviate back pain sometimes, to stretch out the front of the legs. Let's switch other side. Nice deep stretch and push the pelvis forward, stretching the entire front of that leg through the hip flexor. So we were working our hip flexors. Those definitely got involved when we were doing our mountain climbers. Every time the leg lifted in, okay? Or when we were standing up and pulling the knee across to meet our elbows. That is what was helping to lift our leg up. So those we need to stretch back out. A few more seconds, it feels so good. All right, go ahead and stand on up. Clasp the hands one more time. Big stretch down to the floor, stretching out the back of the legs. As far as you're able, if you need to have hands on the legs, that's fine. And take those arms all the way overhead. Big stretch through the entire body, through the core, through the arms. Take a deep breath. And let those arms float back down. And we made it. How do you feel? You did something great for yourself today, doing this exercise. Keep doing exercise all throughout the week, every day, if you can. Oh, my camera's lower today. There we go. I hope you enjoyed today, and I hope to see you all soon in person at the fitness center or in our office when they open in July. Bye. Bye.